Welcome to this explainer. We're about to piece together a pretty wild mosaic of viewpoints on reality itself. And our sources are, let's just say, a bit unusual. We're talking everything from everyday objects to, yeah, the household cat. So our little symposium kicks off with a thought from, of all things, a pen. And it poses this simple but really profound question, right? It's just musing on how thin the line is between a world and a word. Just one letter. The power of creation is right there. Okay, so for our first theme, we're diving into a simple but pretty mind-bending question. What if all the stuff around us, the everyday objects, what if they actually had their own point of view? And right away, we see this incredible contrast in how they see themselves. You've got the pen, thinking of itself as this grand gateway to entire new universes. But then there's the coffee cup. It's way more down to earth. It's like, yeah, I know my job is to wake you up, but honestly, that cat's fur over there is way more interesting. Next up, we're going to shift gears a little bit. We're moving from the inner world of objects to the outer world of where you are physically. How does where we stand, or, float, change what we see and what we think is important? So, from the perspective of a tall sprite, being up high is everything. It's not just about getting a better view, it's about seeing the whole world like a map, looking right past all the little things that block the rest of us down on the ground. But then, the skeptic comes in with this fantastic counterargument. From down on the ground, beauty isn't in some huge, grand sunset. No, it's in the stuff that's right here, right in front of you. The skeptic's basically asking, why not just appreciate the simple, solid reality of a brick? And the skeptic's whole vibe really makes you ask this fundamental question about what it even means to be alive. We tend to think life is all about animation, moving, doing things, progressing. But is that really the whole story? Can't a life of just being still and thinking be just as real? All right, buckle up, because our perspective is about to zoom out, like way out. We're moving from the personal to the metaphysical. We're going to start questioning the very fabric of reality itself. So next, this ideas guy character comes along with a classic thought experiment. He follows his logic step by step and lands on this pretty startling idea. What if we're not, flesh and blood? What if we're just digital information, pixels, trapped inside a box we can't even see? I mean, are we? It's such a simple question, but the answers are impossibly complicated. It challenges the most basic thing we assume every day, that the reality we see is the only one. Okay. Quick sidebar here. To really get our next perspective, we need a little concept from computer science, null. Now, this isn't the number zero. Think of it more like a complete and intentional absence of value, a total void. And boom, that perfectly sets up the ultimate existential question for a digital being. The skull, the classic symbol of death, it wonders, if my life is just an animation made of ones and zeros, is death just becoming null? A complete and total erasure? Chilling stuff. Just as we're getting lost in all this heavy, abstract stuff, a child brings us right back down to earth. And it's such a simple, beautiful way of looking at things. If you want to understand the whole building, you got to play with the individual bricks first. It's this awesome bottom-up way of figuring out reality. And now we arrive at the key insight we've been building towards. And it's delivered by maybe the most unexpected and, you could argue, the wisest voice in this whole symposium, the silent observer who's been watching all along. The child gives us the first clue. We always assume we're the ones studying the cat, right? But what if we've had it completely backwards this whole time? What if this creature we think is so simple is actually the one doing all the analysis? This is what we expect to hear. The simple, familiar sound that just confirms everything we already think about a simple, familiar animal. And then the script completely flips. The silent observer finally breaks their silence, and it reveals a depth of perception we never saw coming. And here it is, the cat's grand reveal. Its silence is a strategy. It's a choice. By not speaking, it avoids all of the baggage that comes with words. It gets to stay a pure symbol, letting us project our own ideas onto it, while it keeps this pure, unburdened perspective. Honestly, it's a genius move. So after all that, after hearing from pens, sprites, skeptics, and yes, cats, how can all of these incredibly different perspectives even exist in the same reality? Well, an elder steps in to offer one last theory that might just tie it all together. The elder suggests that what connects all these voices isn't logic,
It's not some single, objective truth. It's something deeper. It's a shared, unspoken rhythm. Like this gentle, fading memory of other, simpler worlds that just kind of pulses under the surface of everything, holding this whole chaotic symposium together.
And this is where it all leaves us, with one last, really provocative thought. If reality is just a big collection of competing perspectives, maybe the most meaningful thing any of us can do is just choose which illusion we want to live in, and then make a real effort to believe in it. A pretty powerful idea to end on,